We were talking about the cost of production in our previous lesson. That is about the expenditures on the production of goods and services. And we have explained a few of them like fixed cost, variable cost, total cost. Okay. So today we are going towards what is meant by the average total cost, average fixed cost and an average variable cost, and the one of them is the marginal cost of production. So today we are going to study average total cost, that is ATC, and second is average fixed cost, average fixed cost, and third one average variable cost. What it is? So the last one is marginal cost. So how can we find all these values? We will also make one of the table to understand the different types, different shapes of these costs. So we studied what is meant by total cost, that is fixed cost plus variable cost of production. What it is? The variable cost of production. Now divide this equation by the total quantity produced. Total quantity produced. So what is the total quantity now? Total cost divided by quantity produced, fixed cost divided by quantity produced, plus variable cost divided by quantity produced. Now whatever the output is produced, we have divided this equation by that output. I will give you the numeric example as well. So what it is now, it has become average total cost, which is equal to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. How to find these costs? We have divided this equation by the quantity produced by a firm in a given time period. So it gives us the average values of these three costs. Average total cost is equal to average fixed cost plus average variable cost of production. Now, if I make a table, then it will be more clear about the cost of production. Now see, how can I start with the table? Should I erase these? काफी आगे चला मैं जब देखता हूँ कि आपको उसी तरह से ये करना. So here I am taking quantity and fixed cost, variable cost, total cost, marginal cost, average total cost, average fixed cost, and average variable cost. Clear?
सर आपने आउटपुट से क्यों डिवाइड किया है?
एवरेज वैल्यू फाइंड करनी है.
एवरेज वैल्यू फाइंड करने के लिए
मैं वो बताता हूँ आपको. देखें, we have produced 100 units and total cost for these 100 units is 1000. So how much is the per unit cost? 10. This is how we find the average per unit cost. Now what is average fixed cost? It's having fixed cost of maybe 200 divided by 100, that will give us the average value of average fixed cost, and the rest is the variable cost divided by the output. It will give us the average variable cost. Now I am going to make this table that will make you more clear about the cost of production. One thing I want to explain, what is marginal cost? Marginal means extra or additional. This is the additional cost of an additional unit produced by a firm, or we say how much is the change in total cost due to extra unit produced. So can I write in this way? Marginal cost is change in total cost due to change in output. In other words, it is the slope of total cost curve. All the marginal values, they are the slopes of the total values. Clear? So here I am taking when 0 units are produced, fixed cost is 50. We studied that fixed cost will remain same even 0 unit is produced or more than 1, so whatever the level of output is produced. Now variable cost is 0. What is the total cost now? 50. Clear? Now first unit is produced, it is 50, but variable cost is 30. How much is total cost now? 80.
Yes.
And what is marginal cost? The change in total cost due to this additional output. For the first unit it was it is now 30 now for the first unit. How much is the marginal cost? This is the change in total cost due to an extra unit produced. Follow my point?
Yes.
So this 30, look at this number 30. This 80 is including two costs, fixed cost plus variable. 50 is the fixed cost and the marginal cost is the difference of the variable cost. As variable cost is 30, so marginal cost is also coming equal to 30. Now the second unit is produced. It is 50. Now we see over here, this is going to be 50. How much is the total cost? 100. What is the marginal cost?
20.
So this 20 is due to the difference of the variable cost for an extra unit produced. So marginal cost is having nothing related to the fixed cost. It is the difference or the change in the variable cost which is shown in the form of marginal cost over here. Clear or no?
Yes.
Now the third unit is produced. We say this is 50 and we take over here 60. So how much is the total cost now? 110. Marginal cost is 10. What is the marginal cost now? 10. So after this, what is going to happen? We are having one thing. Now the total cost goes to, here it is, I took 90 over here. How much is total cost now? 140.
Yes.
What is the marginal cost now? 30. Now marginal cost started to increase. Previously it was decreasing. Now the fifth unit we are producing, it is 50. So we have over here, so it is now 150. So what is the average marginal cost now? 60. Clear? Now find the average values. Look here. Total cost divided by total output produced. Here 80 by 1, that is 80. For the first unit average cost is. And now 100 by 2, that is 50. 110 by 3, what will be the value?
33 point something.
30. 36.67.
36.67.
This is the average value. And 140 by 4.
35.
35. Okay. Now 200 by 5. 40. This is I wanted to show you. As marginal value is decreasing, please listen. Marginal cost is decreasing, average is also decreasing. Now average is still decreasing, but marginal has started to rise. Clear? Now average starts to increase after the marginal cost. Marginal इधर से बढ़ गई और ये बाद में बढ़ गई. Now what is average fixed cost? 50 by 1, 50, 50 by 2, 25, and then it comes 17 point something, and it is continuously declining. because numerator is not changing and output level is increasing, so we find this thing that the average fixed cost is continuously decreasing. Now what is average variable cost? Divide variable cost 30 by 1, 30, 50 by 2, 25, and then 60 by 3, 20, and 90 by 4. कितना है? 22.5, and then 150 by 5, 30. यही है ना? अब मैं इनकी डायग्राम बना के आपको दिखाने लगा हूँ. एवरेज वैल्यूज. What will be the shape of average fixed cost? Do you know? Average fixed cost is continuously decreasing. Because while it is decreasing, we said average fixed cost is fixed cost divided by output. Please get attentive. Numerator is not changing, denominator is continuously increasing, so overall value of average fixed cost is going to decrease every time. Follow?
Yes.
Now what is the shape of average variable cost? Average variable cost is having this shape. First it goes down, going to minimum, then start increasing. Clear or not? Now if I see what is the shape of average total cost? Average total cost, what is the shape? Please get attentive. Both average fixed cost and average variable cost are decreasing. Keep in mind this equation. When these two are decreasing, so average total cost will also decrease. And then going to minimum point and then start increasing. It is having the same shape. But the thing is that average variable cost started to rise before the average total cost. What is the reason? Because average fixed cost is having stronger downward pull when average variable cost start to rise, but later on when diminishing returns start, when diminishing returns, we studied it in our previous lesson, that as more and more workers are added, the additional output of the additional worker start diminishing. So when diminishing returns of the additional worker is starting, average variable cost will have more upward pull. So then average cost will start to increase. First both were decreasing, so average total cost was also decreasing. Clear? Now, what is the shape of marginal cost? Marginal cost is having this shape. This one. Steep fall and steep rise. Fall coming, then steeply it is going to increase. But it is intersecting the average total cost from its minimum point. This is not the minimum point. I should make a minimum point for the average total cost first of all. This is the minimum. Clear? Please pay attention to this table. When average total cost is decreasing, marginal cost is below the average cost. Look at the table, Alvina. Average total cost is decreasing, but marginal cost is below the average. Same is happening over here. Even it is below the average variable cost, you can see the values. When average cost is minimum, it will be intersected by the marginal cost from its minimum point. And when average cost start to increasing, marginal has to start increasing before the average. It has started to increase from this point. So now marginal cost is higher than average. Clear हो गया नहीं? क्यों नहीं? ये मैं एक दफा फिर बनाने लगा हूँ थोड़ा टाइम, ये आपको आइडिया भी हो गया. अभी मैं इसमें एवरेज वेरिएबल कास्ट में आ, क्योंकि समझ में आया नहीं है. नाउ I am raising this part. I want to make you clear a few things about it. Here I am going to draw all the costs in one diagram. Here I am taking rupees. This is the shape of average total cost. Clear? This is the shape of average variable cost. Clear? The gap between these two, that is average fixed cost, and it is continuously decreasing. Clear? Now marginal cost is going to intersect both the average values from their minimum points. Clear? Average variable cost is intersected. देखिए अभी तक देखना. Average variable cost started to rise before the average cost. इसका मिनिमम पॉइंट बाद में आ रहा है और इसका पहले आ रहा है. क्यों? कि इसमें एवरेज फिक्स कॉस्ट इज स्टिल हैविंग मोर डाउनवर्ड पुल, so it is going to decrease. But when this upward pull is greater than that downward pull of the average fixed cost, it start to increase. और इसकी रीजन क्या है? You might remember labor and marginal physical product of labor and average physical product of labor. What was the shape of this thing? Marginal product of labor was having this shape, and average physical product is having this shape. Remember? When average product of labor is increasing, average variable cost is also decreasing. When it is at maximum point, it will be the minimum point. A marginal product, when it is increasing, marginal cost is decreasing. So these productivity of labor and cost of production, they are interlinked with each other. They are interlinked with each other. When productivity of labor that is increasing, per unit cost of production will decrease. And when productivity start to decrease, per unit cost will increase. Clear? समझ में आ गया कि नहीं? So average values and marginal values, how they are interlinked in case of the cost of production. This was the main thing. I left it behind in my previous lesson because it took me more effort to make you understand how average values are related with the marginal values. Any questions? No? I am going to stop it and I will ask.